The 4 worst and 4 best seafoods for seniors. What to never touch and what to eat every day. If you're over 60 and think you're making healthy choices by eating seafood, this may shock you. There's a hidden side to the seafood industry, one that affects millions of seniors daily but rarely gets discussed in public. In fact, the 4 worst seafoods you're about to see are some of the most heavily consumed marine products in the world. They're promoted as healthy, lean, or heart-friendly. But for aging bodies, they can be silently damaging everything from your joints to your metabolism. So why aren't you hearing about this on the news? Simple. Seafood is a multi-billion-dollar global industry, and these 4 offenders are some of its most profitable exports. They fill restaurant menus, freezer aisles, buffet tables, and retirement center meal plans around the world. Marketing has convinced most seniors that seafood is always a smart choice. But that's far from the truth. In this video, we're going to walk through the 4 worst seafoods you should avoid after 60, plus the 4 best ones you should eat every single day if you want to support joint health, reduce inflammation, boost heart health, and keep your body strong and mobile as you age. We've ranked these from the least harmful all the way down to the most toxic and inflammatory, based on a deep dive into peer-reviewed research. Every claim we make is backed by real science. And if you want to check the sources yourself, the references are linked right in the description. Before we dive in, let us know in the comments where you're tuning in from. We read and respond to every single one. Now, without any further delay, let's begin with seafood hash 4. The first one you should stop eating immediately, especially if you struggle with joint stiffness, unexplained fatigue, or cardiovascular issues. Hash 4, squid, the hidden joint saboteur. At first glance, squid might seem like a clean, elegant protein. It's low in fat, high in protein, and commonly featured in Mediterranean and Asian diets. You might see it grilled in upscale dishes or lightly fried as calamari. But under that seemingly healthy exterior lies a metabolic trap, especially for older adults. Just a small 3-ounce serving of cooked squid contains around 198 milligrams of cholesterol. That's over 65% of your recommended daily limit in one tiny dish. That might be manageable for someone in their 20s or 30s. But if you're over 60, your liver no longer regulates cholesterol the same way. Your body's internal filtration system, particularly the liver and gallbladder, slows down, meaning dietary cholesterol has a far greater effect on your blood lipid levels. A 2021 study in the journal Nutrients found that older adults with higher dietary cholesterol intake had 43% greater arterial stiffness and were 31% more likely to experience heart-related events. Arterial stiffness is one of the earliest signs of cardiovascular decline. It can quietly increase your risk of heart attacks and strokes without any obvious symptoms. But cholesterol isn't the only issue. Squid is also high in purines, natural compounds that break down into uric acid in the body. Uric acid isn't inherently dangerous, but when it builds up, and aging kidneys have a harder time filtering it, it can crystallize in the joints, leading to a painful condition called gout. A report in the Journal of Gerontology revealed that older adults who consumed high purine seafood like squid more than twice per week had a 54% increased risk of developing chronic joint inflammation over a 2-year span. If you're waking up with stiff joints, unexplained swelling, or sudden increases in blood pressure, squid could be playing a role, and most seniors have no idea. It may look clean and simple on your plate, but inside your body, squid could be setting off slow, silent fires, metabolic and inflammatory reactions that become noticeable only when real damage has occurred. Hash 3, imitation crab surimi, a deceptive processed food trap. It's colorful, convenient, and widely used in sushi rolls, seafood salads, and fast casual meals. But imitation crab, often labeled as surimi, isn't really seafood at all. It's a processed blend of fish paste, starches, artificial flavors, and chemical preservatives. And for seniors, it can be a metabolic disaster hiding in plain sight. The base of imitation crab is usually a white paste made from ground-up, low-quality fish, commonly pollock, bulked up with wheat or tapioca starch, sugar, salt, and colorants. Once processed and pressed into its signature crab-like sticks, it resembles seafood but offers almost none of the nutritional benefits. One of the most concerning issues with surimi is how it impacts blood sugar. A study published in Clinical Nutrition 2020 found that imitation crab triggered a glycemic response nearly identical to white bread. That means it spikes blood sugar fast, causing a surge in glucose followed by a crash. particularly dangerous for those managing type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, or pre-diabetes, which includes a large portion of the senior population. The same study showed that seniors who consumed surimi-based foods 3 times per week had 2.6 times higher fasting insulin levels than those who didn't. That's a strong indicator of metabolic dysfunction, and a big red flag for anyone trying to maintain stable energy and weight as they age. Surimi is also loaded with sodium. A single serving often contains more than 700 milligrams, which becomes especially risky when combined with soy sauce or salty dips. Aging kidneys and stiffening arteries mean your body is less able to manage salt, leading to fluid retention, high blood pressure, and dizziness. To make matters worse, imitation crab is frequently preserved with MSG, monosodium glutamate, and other additives that can trigger headaches, swelling, and fatigue in sensitive individuals. It might seem like an easy, budget-friendly seafood alternative, but in reality, imitation crab is a heavily processed food that disrupts your metabolism, inflames your digestive system, and offers almost no nutritional upside. Hash 2. Scallops. Clean on the outside, toxic on the inside. Scallops have a reputation for being light, tender, and clean, a seafood favorite served in fine dining restaurants and healthy recipe blogs. But for seniors, scallops come with 2 major health risks: toxic metal buildup and low nutrient value. Scallops are filter feeders, meaning they extract nutrients by filtering surrounding water. Unfortunately, they also absorb heavy metals, especially cadmium, which naturally concentrates in their tissue. A 2022 study in toxicology reports measured cadmium levels in scallops from around the world and found that even moderate consumption, just a few servings per week, could push a person dangerously close to the World Health Organization's safe exposure limits. That's just 7 micrograms per kilogram of body weight per week. For a 70 kilograms, 154-pound senior, just 5 servings of scallops could exceed this limit. Cadmium accumulates in your kidneys, and older adults already have diminished kidney filtration. Over time, that toxic buildup leads to protein loss in urine, rising blood pressure, and chronic fatigue. It's a slow, subtle drain on your energy levels and resilience, and it often goes completely undetected until your health takes a nosedive. Worse yet, scallops provide very little omega-3 content compared to other shellfish. They contain less than 30 milligrams of EPA and DHA per 100 g serving, while oysters can contain over 500 milligrams. That means you could be eating seafood assuming it's good for your brain and joints, but getting none of the protective benefits. So while scallops may look like a safe choice, they may be silently degrading your kidney function and offering minimal nutritional return. Hash 1. Shrimp, the smallest and most dangerous culprit. Shrimp is the most popular seafood in the US and one of the most widely consumed in the world. It's marketed as a lean, protein-rich option. But when it comes to senior health, shrimp may be the worst offender of them all. First, it's extremely high in cholesterol. A small 3-ounce serving contains about 180 milligrams, which is more than half your recommended daily intake. For seniors, this is a problem. Aging arteries lose elasticity, and cholesterol becomes harder for the liver to manage. A 2021 study in the journal Circulation tracked over 8,700 adults over age 60 and found that those consuming over 300 milligrams of dietary cholesterol per day had a 35% higher risk of stroke and 24% greater risk of heart disease. But cholesterol isn't the only issue. Shrimp contains a tough muscle protein called tryptomyosin, a known allergen. What makes this especially dangerous is that many older adults develop new shellfish allergies later in life, even if they've eaten shrimp for years. A study in the Journal of Allergy and Clinical Immunology found that 14% of seniors develop new shellfish allergies after age 65, with symptoms ranging from rashes to severe digestive distress to full-blown anaphylaxis. Shrimp also contain fragments of chitin, a fibrous shell compound that remains even after peeling and deveining. While harmless to some, in those with sensitive or weakened digestion, chitin can cause bloating, gut irritation, and even inflammation. Finally, there's the issue of contamination. Most shrimp today are farm-raised, especially those in frozen bags or bulk packs. Farmed shrimp from Southeast Asia are often treated with antibiotics banned in the US and EU, including oxytetracycline and enrofloxacin. A 2022 study in food control found that 42% of shrimp samples tested from major importers contained antibiotic residues linked to antibiotic resistance, gut imbalance, and long-term metabolic disruption. When you add it all up, cholesterol overload, allergens, gut-irritating shell fragments, and antibiotic contamination, shrimp becomes the most dangerous seafood for seniors, despite its reputation as a healthy light protein. Now that you've seen the 4 worst seafoods to avoid after 60, get ready. Because we're revealing the 4 best marine foods every senior should be eating every day. These are backed by research showing real benefits for cartilage repair, joint pain relief, inflammation reduction, and even cognitive support. Now it's time to turn the spotlight toward the seafood heroes. 4 marine foods that every adult over 60 should be eating regularly. These aren't trendy superfoods or overhyped fads. They're backed by real science and centuries of traditional use. And the benefits range from relieving joint pain to restoring skin elasticity, boosting immunity, and even repairing gut lining. Best of all, they're natural, highly bioavailable, and incredibly nutrient-dense. So let's get into it, starting with a marine food that might look a little odd, but offers massive benefits for your joints, skin, and pain levels. Hash 4. Sea cucumber, the strange-looking secret for joint and skin health. If you've never heard of sea cucumber before, you're not alone. This marine animal doesn't resemble a cucumber, and it's certainly not a vegetable. But don't be fooled by its odd appearance. Sea cucumber is one of the most underappreciated anti-inflammatory powerhouses for seniors. Traditionally used in Asian cultures for its healing properties, sea cucumber is rich in collagen-like compounds, chondroitin sulfate, and rare nutrients that support joint flexibility, skin hydration, and immune resilience. In a controlled clinical trial published in the International Journal of Molecular Sciences, researchers found that older adults who took sea cucumber extract daily experienced a 35% reduction in joint pain and significantly improved flexibility and mobility after just 12 weeks. So what's behind the magic? Sea cucumber contains triterpene glycosides, natural anti-inflammatory agents that reduce the levels of enzymes that break down cartilage in joints. Unlike synthetic anti-inflammatories, which can damage the stomach lining or kidneys, these glycosides work gently and naturally without side effects. It also contains chondroitin sulfate in its natural, whole food form, which is easier for your aging body to absorb and utilize compared to lab-made supplements. Chondroitin is essential for maintaining joint lubrication and rebuilding cartilage, especially in knees, hips, and fingers. To get the benefits, you don't need to pop a pill. Sea cucumber is commonly rehydrated and simmered slowly in broths or soups, especially in traditional Chinese and Korean cuisine. When prepared properly, it has a soft, gelatinous texture, a sign of its high collagen content. Even just 1 or 2 servings per week can make a noticeable difference in joint comfort, skin elasticity, and daily mobility. And while it may not win any culinary beauty contests, sea cucumber could be one of the most powerful foods you can add to your diet after 60. Hash 3. Green-lipped mussels, nature's joint therapy from the ocean. Native to the pristine coastal waters of New Zealand, green-lipped mussels aren't just a delicacy. They're a joint-saving superfood, especially valuable for aging adults. Unlike typical fish oils, green-lipped mussels contain a unique set of omega-3 fatty acids, including eicosapentaenoic acid, ETA. This rare fatty acid has been shown to block 5-lipoxygenase, an enzyme directly responsible for triggering joint inflammation. In other words, ETA works upstream, stopping inflammation at its source rather than just masking pain. In a 2020 study published in Nutrients, seniors who consumed green-lipped mussel extract daily for 12 weeks reported a 42% reduction in joint discomfort and a 35% improvement in physical performance, including walking, bending, and getting up from seated positions. But the benefits go far beyond joint relief. Green-lipped mussels are incredibly nutrient-rich, containing high levels of zinc, critical for immune defense and wound-healing iron, needed for energy and oxygen circulation selenium, a key mineral for thyroid balance, and antioxidant protection iodine, which supports healthy metabolism and hormone production. And these minerals are often harder to absorb with age, especially for seniors with weakened digestion or thyroid function. To prepare them at home, steam fresh or frozen green-lipped mussels gently with garlic, lemon, and parsley. Avoid frying or overcooking, as this can damage their sensitive fatty acids. When steamed properly, they have a mildly sweet, earthy flavor and a tender texture. If you're looking for a delicious way to relieve pain, strengthen your immune system, and support thyroid and energy levels, green-lipped mussels deserve a regular spot in your meal rotation. Hash 2. Oysters, nature's multivitamin in a shell. Oysters aren't just an occasional treat at seafood restaurants. They are one of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet, and a powerful ally for seniors dealing with fatigue, weak immunity, thinning hair, brittle nails, or cognitive slowdown. Let's start with their zinc content. Just 2 medium-sized oysters provide more than 100% of your daily zinc needs in a highly absorbable form that blows away most supplements. Why does this matter? Zinc is essential for immune system strength, skin healing and regeneration, testosterone support for both men and women, brain clarity, and memory retention. As we age, zinc absorption naturally declines, and deficiency becomes more common, even in those eating balanced diets. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that 40% of adults over 60 were zinc deficient without knowing it, which led to higher rates of infections, slow wound healing, skin breakdown, loss of taste and smell, cognitive impairment. Oysters also deliver a megadose of vitamin B12, crucial for energy metabolism, red blood cell formation, and nerve protection. A 2021 study from the Journal of Nutrition and Healthy Aging showed that seniors with low B12 levels were 73% more likely to experience cognitive decline, and even small improvements in B12 intake correlated with better memory and focus. A 3-ounce serving of oysters provides more B12 than a full-size steak, without the saturated fat or heaviness. But it doesn't stop there. Oysters are rich in selenium, a powerful antioxidant that supports your thyroid and protects cells from damage, and uniquely high in copper, a mineral most seniors are dangerously low in. Copper is vital for collagen synthesis, joint and skin health, bone formation, red blood cell production, maintaining elasticity in blood vessels. In a European cohort study, seniors with higher copper intake had 18% fewer fractures over a 5-year period, strong evidence that this trace mineral plays a central role in bone density. Oysters are incredibly versatile. You can enjoy them raw from a safe source, lightly steamed or baked with garlic and herbs. Just be sure to avoid overly breaded or fried versions, which cancel out many of their benefits. Hash 1. Sea moss, Irish moss, the ultimate marine superfood for seniors. And now we come to the most powerful seafood on this list. A food so nutrient-rich and multifunctional it borders on miraculous for aging bodies. It's not a fish, shellfish, or animal at all. It's a plant, specifically sea moss, also known as Irish moss. This red algae has been used in Caribbean and Irish traditions for centuries to heal the body from the inside out. Today, modern science is catching up, and the results are nothing short of incredible. Sea moss contains over 90 essential trace minerals, including magnesium, potassium, iodine, zinc, sulfur, selenium, iron, phosphorus. These are the exact nutrients your body needs for energy, detoxification, thyroid balance, immune defense, and collagen production. And because sea moss delivers them in a natural whole food matrix, your body absorbs them more easily than from pills or fortified foods. But here's what really makes sea moss unique. While it doesn't contain collagen directly, it's loaded with collagen-building nutrients, including vitamin C, critical for collagen synthesis, sulfur compounds, help stabilize skin and joint tissue, amino acids like proline and glycine used by the body to form new collagen. After 60, collagen production declines rapidly. That's why joints ache, skin sags, and recovery slows. A 2022 study in Marine Drugs found that seniors who took sea moss gel daily saw a 37% improvement in joint mobility and a 29% reduction in visible skin dryness within just 8 weeks. And that's just the beginning. Sea moss is also a gut healer. It's high in mucilage, a type of soluble fiber that forms a soothing, gel-like barrier in the digestive tract. This reduces inflammation, protects and rebuilds the gut lining, feeds beneficial gut bacteria, improves nutrient absorption, helps regulate bowel movements. In a 2021 clinical trial, seniors who consumed sea moss daily reported a 50% improvement in bloating, constipation, and irregular digestion, all without laxatives or medications. And there's more. Sea moss supports lung health, thyroid function, immune defense, and even mental clarity, thanks to its antiviral, antimicrobial, and anti-inflammatory properties. To prepare it, simply rinse raw sea moss thoroughly to remove salt and debris. Soak in spring water for 12 and 24 hours. It will expand. Blend into a smooth, gel-like paste. Store in the fridge and take 1-2 tablespoons daily, mixed into smoothies, teas, soups, or warm water. Never boil it. This can destroy the delicate nutrients. Final thoughts. food that heals after 60. So now you know. Seafood can either help rebuild your body or slowly break it down depending on what you choose. Avoid squid, imitation crab, scallops, and shrimp. Embrace sea cucumber, green-lipped mussels, oysters, and sea moss. These healing marine foods aren't magic bullets, but they are science-backed, time-tested powerhouses that support the very systems aging tends to weaken: your joints, gut, skin, immunity, and brain. Every bite you take after 60 counts more than ever. Your body isn't as forgiving and recovery takes longer. But when you feed your system what it needs, the results can be dramatic. If you found this video helpful, don't just scroll. Share it with someone over 60 who still thinks shrimp is healthy. Comment below and tell us, which seafood surprised you the most? Have you ever tried sea moss, and did you notice a difference? We're replying to every comment. And if you want more real science-backed health tips for seniors, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. New videos are coming every week. Thanks for watching, and here's to your health and longevity.